Hi, I'm Brent Johnson, and today we are continuing our trip in southern Florida. We have come to Florida International University, and we are at the Herbert and Nicole Wertheim Performing Arts Center, School of Music Performing Arts Center. Did I get some of those words?
Both of them are correct.
They're all in there, and we are sitting here with Luis Cuza again, who joined us at Berlin Preparatory School. If you didn't see that video, there's a link up here, and you can go catch that wonderful Schantz organ from 2022. Brand new instrument. So we have a little older instrument here, but it is still fairly new. A Schantz from 1999 here in the concert hall. Tell me about this instrument. How many ranks are we talking about?
74 ranks.
Okay.
This is the largest instrument in Miami-Dade County, and is the only concert instrument in a university.
Really?
South of Central Florida.
Okay. So yeah, a special instrument here, a very stunning facade in this this shoebox of a room. It's very live acoustically.
Yes.
You've got several seconds of reverb.
It's a beautiful space.
And looking at the organ, I see a lot of French nomenclature. So we have a not necessarily a French romantic instrument, I think, but just sort of French in name.
Everything's in French on this instrument.
So we'll hear what we've got. Let's start. We've got 4 manuals, if we didn't mention that, and let's start over here in the grand orgue. All our stuff is right here out front. Tell me what we've got.
So we have a montre, an 8-foot montre. And it's nice to, I'd like to solo it out a lot because it has a lot of character.
It's got some clarity to it, but it's a nice warm sound as well.
It is.
All right?
Absolutely.
Let's build up the principal chorus there.
Sure. So we have. Nice little principal chorus on there.
Nice and clear with a 4-rank furniture on top.
Yes.
Okay. What else we got?
We've got the 8 and 16-foot violin. I actually like to use that instead of the montre whenever I'm playing Bach. It's very little.
It's more reminiscent of a small principal.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
Okay, it works there as well.
You have the flute. One of the interesting things about this particular instrument is that it doesn't have the flute harmonique on the grate. It's actually on the solo division. So a lot of times when we're playing French music, we do have to couple the gamba and the flute harmonique from the solo down to the grate.
Okay. All right.
The 4-foot. Together.
It adds a lot of color to the 8.
It does. It definitely does. Trumpet. It's a nice chorus reed.
Yeah, it's not huge.
No, it's not. It's a chorus reed that adds just what it needs if you need it.
Yeah, okay.
And then something I also like to do if I use the 16. I'll use the grand furniture instead. Versus this.
Yeah, it reinforces that lower octave
It does.
better. Okay.
So I do use that often.
All right.
You've got a cornet on there as well. And if you want something brighter, and I'll admit I don't use it often, the 3-rank cymbal.
Yeah, okay. I assume if you brought all those mixtures on, you would probably just be
It's
blowing the top off.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what adds to the ranks. That's all those mixtures.
Okay.
Then you have the trumpet en chemin, which is the horizontal trumpets up there, and you have it in 8 and 16. You have it on 16. Both of those, and of course that
It's quite the
Things-
soaring sound
yes.
there, way at the top of the organ.
It's all the way at
Is-
the top.
Is that an actual 16 or just a tenor C 16 stub?
That's a good question. That's it. Just
Okay,
adds it.
Just add that lower octave if you need it. Wonderful. All right, well, that's our Grand Orgue. Let's just keep going. Let's go over to the race C for this time. Just
Sure.
To see what we have over there.
So we have the viol de gambe. It's actually very light. And then when you add the celeste,
Yeah, so different French names, but I'm hearing more American sort of viol celeste
right.
sound there.
That's
so,
right.
Okay.
the corde de nuit, the 8-foot flute. With the flute activant. By itself. And then the 2-foot octavant.
It's a lovely little chorus.
Yeah, a little flute chorus there. All right, and then we have the principal. Eight, 4. And then with the plongeur. Five-foot rank right there.
Yeah, nice. That is it called principal?
Et trois.
It's a little very small scale, very nice, very
Yeah, and
colorful, but it's
You want to compare it to the
yeah.
montre. As far as color is concerned, there's not a huge difference, but
Yeah,
it's just
just a little
one is
setback
yeah,
and
it's a little bit
relaxed.
right, like a little, it's little brother kind of, you know.
Right.
All right, then we have mutations, so you can create a cornet if you'd like. Very light little cornet there, and then you have the hautbois. So very light, very
thin, gentle sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In contrast to the one we heard at Belen, this one's a little bit, I think, a little brighter, but still not so in your face.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you run into those that are just way too loud.
No, yeah, it's very. I was actually a little surprised
Yeah.
at its volume level. So okay.
The 16-foot basson. And that, thankfully, is borrowed also in the pedal, so you can use that 16-foot basson down there too.
A lighter 16.
Yeah,
maybe.
a
Okay.
lighter. And then the trumpet harmonique, which by itself. Coupled with the form. So you can really create a nice little French. Close the box. You have a nice little
Yeah, really.
French, you know,
Works
it's
well. I know I guess I was expecting those reeds to be a little bigger, a little more forward, and they're not, but they fill this room really well. And like you said, that's actually a perfect balance of flues and reeds there for that French ensemble. So that works really well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's everything in the AC. Let's come back over to this side. We have a positive division on the bottom manual. Tell me what we have over here. Yeah, this is a
Well,
big
we actually
positive.
have, we have the softest stop on this side, which is the flute douce. That's with the box open, yeah. The first thing. That's actually everybody's reaction is they go down and look at the pedal, the expression pedals. They're like, "Wow, is that closed or is that open?" No, it's actually open.
Okay.
The bourdon en bois. The 4-foot flute.
Very nice little sound.
I had the 2-foot flute. Then you can create another cornet on here.
Lovely.
Yeah. And then you have a principal chorus on here.
I feel like that's just even a scale smaller now than,
That's
than
right.
the swell.
That's actually loud.
Yeah.
That makes it bigger than what the principal.
Definitely. And not surprising for positive division to be big in the
A
4
little
foot.
bit, yeah.
and have
Well,
these
sometimes you
brighter
just
edges.
need that to accompany anything,
Yeah,
and
right, yeah.
especially in this sort of Baroque music, that's what you would head to.
Okay.
And then together with the 8, 4, and 2, with the mixture. And then we have the clarinet.
Nice and big there.
It is big. It's beautiful, actually. It's one of one of my favorite stops on this instrument.
You know, we do have a couple of prepared stops here.
We do have a few
Hopefully
prepared.
someday donors will rush to fill these knobs that don't do anything right now. So we have some upper mutations there that will hopefully get to come back in here someday. And then everything else is reeds that are borrowed from the other
Borrowed
divisions.
from the
okay.
other divisions, yes.
And then we have the solo division.
The solo. So like I mentioned before, we have the flute harmonique on the solo.
There's our big French harmonic sound.
There
up
it is, yeah. And then the gamba. With a celeste. And this is under expression. Very different than the gamba and gamba celeste we heard at Berlin.
Yeah, very lush there.
Yeah. Cor anglais. Very nice. And then we have the tuba. We have a 4, 8, and 16. On the 16th. At the 4. A little too loud for that, but
Yeah, but it's a nice cutting sound. Yeah, it's cutting and soaring, very different from the enchimade, which has
right.
got that directional effect.
right.
This is just sort of fills the whole room. With
it's
that.
actually nice to have both options.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know, as a solo reed.
And that is available there on the solo division as well. And the enchimade's available in a few places actually, as is the tuba. So
Yeah, they're available. The enchimade's available on every single
every manual.
division. The tuba's available both in the positive as well as you can use it on the pedal if you want to solo it out, or if you want even a really heavy, the bottom, you've got that too.
All right, well, let's talk about the pedal division. We have a lot of borrowed things, but there are some unique stops over there. Tell me what we have.
Well, we have the softest one would be the Subas. We have it in 32, 16, and 8, but here's the 16. You have the 32, an actual 32. Yeah, that's actually, there's the only 32s that are not either a resultant or sort of, something like that would be the Subas and the Contrabombard.
Okay.
So here's the Bombard. It's right there. If you need it, you're not going to miss it. Here's with the 32. There really isn't much between the Bombard and there's such a wide gap, but you do have the 16-foot basson.
Okay.
All right, and then you have, let's see, the contrabass, the 16. The 8. The 4. You have a mixture there. So you have a nice chorus there if you need it.
And some of that's out here in the facade.
Yes, most of the principal sounds that you find as an instrument are right there in front of you.
Okay.
If you're close enough, I used to practice on this instrument right against the wall there. You hear it
You can hear it
coming in
moving
different, all over the place.
All right.
All right, then we have the, so we've talked about the Subas. We have it in 8, 16th, and 32. We also have the 4-foot flute, 4 and 2. With the 2.
It's handy to have.
Yes, it is. Nice to have solo something out. And then you have the trumpet, 8-foot. With the claron, the 4-foot claron.
And those two are independent of the big Bombard. They're at their own.
That's a good question. Very independent.
Okay.
4-foot chalumeau.
Colorful little solo stuff.
It is. It is.
Well, this is a fantastic instrument. It's got some French leanings, but I think it's kind of an American instrument with some French design options. Again, it's 1999. French was kind of the fad back then, I think, for a lot of builders.
Just putting everything in the names in French, but there's, I really think
still, you could get away with some good authentic French interpretations here. I think.
Yeah, it's very versatile. It's great for a university instrument because it allows you to play almost anything on it. And I think that was the goal on it. The goal was to be able to play anything, use it not only as a concert instrument, but as a teaching instrument as well. To be able to, I have this organ is very special to me because this is the one I learned on. This is the one I spent many hours practicing, living off of smoothies, practicing here till 2, 3 in the morning before juries.
Well, this is not this is a great instrument to be spending so much time with. So, and I can tell you enjoy playing it a lot. Well, let's hear some of it then. I'm ready to hear what you can do with it. So getting into the organ requires using a ladder, and I was the only one brave enough to go up this day. Once you're over the ledge here, you can see that there's some air conditioning vents. You have to climb over those, and there's a tiny space here to fit through. So now we're going through the space, and there's more walkboards that have been made out of HVAC vents here, reinforced. We get around all the vents, we see the power supplies for the organ and a tiny little door. Open the door and we're in the organ. So going in, we have some of the pedal pipes here. And we're underneath a chest, we're underneath the positive division. So there's a ladder there going up. A little trapdoor walkboard, so we open that and go up through, and now we're in the positive division. With a thirds layouts divided into two halves. And in the front we can see the blank spot where the two prepared stops are intended to go. Some upper mutations there. We've got some 8-foot offsets along the back wall. And then a ladder going up. Now we're in the upper positive. We have a chest up here. This one has the cymbal and the clarinet. Quartet de Nazard. And then we also have a door. This gives us access to the upper solo, and the only stop that's up here is the tuba. So that's just access for tuning the tuba. Back down through the positive, or where we came in. And we step up, and you'll see there's a pedal chest here to our right. It has the 32 foots on it, right here at the front of the organ. And we see the chest for the facade pipes. And up here we have the upper work of the pedal. The mixture and the 2-foot, the chalumeau, and the trumpet. Behind the grate is the lower solo. We were just in the upper solo looking at the tuba. But here there is a ladder, so we're going to take it up. And now we are standing next to the grate, which is above the pedal. Our cymbal and furniture there in the front with the 2-foot. Everything that's 4-foot and unders here. Again, divided between two split chests. And our trumpet and the 16-foot principal are here in the back. There's that tuba that we just saw in the solo. And over here, if you really need to, you can get out there and reach the tops of the 32s. So we're back down the ladder now. Going behind the pedal, and there's a lot of stuff to walk through to get underneath the swell. Get more of the pedal on this side. And this ladder takes us up to the 2 layers of the swell. So this is the lower swell. We see the 16-foot basson here in the back. Hautbois in front of it. Laid out very compactly. And there's some offset 8s here in the back with, hey look, some of those Schantz plunger regulators. And the ladder goes up, and well, we're in the upper swell. And the plongeon, the clarion, and the trumpet harmonique are all here in front. Principal and the viol de gamba. The 8-foot principal in front. And there's a vox. We didn't hear the vox. Here we have a door as well. This takes us into the lower solo. You can see the 16-foot tuba there in the back. There's 8-foot stops behind it. There's our cor anglais with its pointed little hats. Harmonic flute. Our strings up here. And that's it. Work our way back out of the organ. So we did shoot a little ending to this video, but unfortunately the camera gave up halfway through the clip and we don't have the video, probably something I did wrong. But in that clip, Luis introduced us to Joan Schulte, who is the professor of organ there at Florida International University, and his teacher. She was there with us the whole time, and actually on some other locations too. She's one of the people responsible for the Schantz Organ being there. And you can actually see her in the background of some shots and in some extra footage. So instead of showing you that, I will just say thank you here to Luis and to Joan for all of their help that morning in showing off the organ and getting us into the hall. Bob Vogel was there as well, and he coordinated a lot of that visit that morning. And also we have great audio thanks to Hannah Gallup, who was there, our audio engineer, who did a great job of capturing everything and making sure we had it, unlike my camera work. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please, give us a thumbs up down below. Down there in the description, you can also find a link to Florida International University, the specification of the organ, and the Herbert and Nicole Wertheim School of Music and Performing Arts. Our little series from Florida is not over yet, so make sure you're subscribed to our channel and click the bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes out, hopefully in about a week. And I'll look forward to seeing you then. Until then, I'm Brent Johnson. Thanks for watching.